episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. What's happening, folks?
I'm Mike DeLisio, and I missed something.
You missed nothing. We're just being dorky, so therefore you see it all the time.
Correct.
Alrighty, well, folks, welcome to the Dice Tower, Crowdsurfing, where we take a look at Kickstarter projects and, starting in a few weeks, projects on other channels, depending how well Vanguard does and stuff. We'll see. And we mentioned the Hasbro. We'll mention other things, but mostly Kickstarter. Today we have a contest for all of those of you watching. All you have to do to enter this contest is to email us at contest@dicetower.com. And in the subject line of this contest, put the word winter, because winter is coming. This is not a Game of Thrones. This is actually about a game called Winter Queen. It's published by Crowd, and it is a game that just launched on Kickstarter today with a very pretty cover, all kinds of gems. It's designed by the same person who did Viceroy, which is a game I like quite a bit. Yeah. So you have enchanted crystals. It looks like a little bit of a kind of an abstract strategy game where you're completing different spells and stuff. So go check that out. But you can win. We have two prizes: the Royal Wizard Pledge level, which is the base game plus all the add-ons. And this is a worldwide contest. So we'll be drawing the winner for this in a week. And all you got to do again to enter is email us at contest@dicetower.com with the subject line winter, and in the body put, how do you choose a first player in Winter Queen? I don't know. The only way you can know is by going to the Kickstarter, which we have a link in the description below, and finding out. Click there.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good luck, everybody.
That's right.
Now, if you've never watched one of these before and you're new, we're about to take a look at the game Kickstarter. There's a couple things you need to know. First of all, we don't care. We just talk about these any way we want to. Secondly, there's somewhat slim pickings right now.
A little bit.
Yes.
Little bit.
Yeah, and that's just the nature of the beast. It's not necessarily the best time to launch a Kickstarter in December because people are Christmas shopping, and buying a pledge is not kind of on their list. That's the gift you guys are getting. I'll be like, I got you a pledge for a Kickstarter.
Right.
I've done that before, actually. Tell me how well that worked out, Z.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Alrighty. So that being said, there's not a ton today. So this will be shorter than normal, probably. Let's get started. First, we have. Oh, and also, for those of you watching, we only talk about games that are ending in the next 8 or 9 days. So if we miss what you thought was good, check back next time. All right. So Calliope Game Night Extravaganza. So Calliope doesn't normally, as far as I can tell, kickstart one thing at a time. A few years ago, they kickstarted. Let me pull up their thing and see what they called it, because I don't want to. Actually, they did kickstart Station Master and Suro Phoenix Rising and the Mansky Capers. So never mind. And I was a liar. But several years ago, they kickstarted the Titan series. This series was, I don't remember when this happened. It was several years ago. And they were going, you could pick a game, a great game designed by all these famous designers: Richard Garfield, Paul Peterson, Jordan, Zach Wiseman, Eric Lang, Seth Johnson, Mike Selinker, Mike Elliott, Rob Daviau, and Mike Mohaville, plus 3 bonus ones. One of these bonus ones, the one from James Ernest, was a pretty decent game.
Is it the one with the fox on the cover, like a old West fox?
Yeah, I like that one. The rest, whew, there was some pretty bad ones in there, unfortunately. So now they're doing something similar. They're not calling these great games. These are just, they're putting 3 games together: Mass Transit Allegory and Enchanted Plumes.
Yeah. Well, the difference is now you know what the games are out of the gate.
That's true. Before, you were kind of backing just stuff.
Just the person's name. Yeah. It was like, hey, I know their games. They're usually good. But also, by that same logic, they usually don't need to throw their name into the hat among other heavy names when they can just get their game published by itself. That's a red flag,
It is. But it also works, because you remember those grab bags. You know that there's probably a reason why they're in the bag, and you don't see what they are, but you still want to buy them. Or maybe that's.
Well, here's the good news. These games are not
wrong,
expensive games.
Right.
Like Mass Transit's $15, Enchanted Plumes is 15, Allegory's 25. Although it's weird when I look at them here next to each other, it doesn't look like that game's the most expensive of the three by like almost a magnitude of twice. But you can they have weird, combos of them. But I guess if you want all three, that's the extravaganza. You get for $40. That's not bad to get 3 games, even if they're card games. Yeah. I feel like that's a reasonable price.
Right.
Right. The price doesn't appear to be an issue. No.
Allegory is a storytelling card game of lore. It says, I'm always very cautious in storytelling games, especially small ones. Enchanted Plume, I like the look of it, the peacock with the feathers behind it.
Sure. It looks like a very basic set collection game, but could be cute.
Mass Transit's the one that I'm most interested in, except for it's connecting subways, which I really like. But it says 1 to 6 players co-op, and then it puts emphasis on solo. And for me, reading about it a little bit on the internet, it seems like it's really a solo game. So I'm okay with that, but I'm just not as interested in it. The fact that it goes to 6 players, then I think this Peacock game looks really pretty.
Yeah, the more up the larger scale pictures do make it look nice.
That's the best looking one for me, I think. I don't like the look of that Mass Transit game at all. I think it looks terrible. But
yeah, unfortunately,
I don't know.
We're gonna have to wait on this. I like some of the games that Calliope Games puts out. They definitely have a fan base of they're mass market almost.
Sure. Right.
Like Suro and Roll for It are really, really simple games, and they both sell really, really well.
Yes.
So the problem is I don't know if this fits in those or fits in a more. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it is.
I just wonder if this model for kickstarting games is a good idea at the end of the day. Bundling 3 games in the same Kickstarter gives each one less attention.
Right.
It's less likely that someone is going to find the one that speaks to them when it's bundled into something like this that doesn't even say, for example, Allegory is not in the title of this Kickstarter. You know what I mean? I
wonder if what they're hoping for.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I wonder if what they're hoping for is that one of these games looks pretty interesting to somebody, and the other 2 are like, they're okay. Yeah, whatever. I'll put another $10 or $15 down to get all 3.
Well, we know that that's the case because if you look on the side here to see how many have been backed, of the getting all 3 is 339 people. Only 11 people picked Allegory, 64 and 74 for the other 2.
Sure.
So 140 people got 1 game, 30 people got 2 games, and 340 people got all 3.
So I think, to me, that's the marketing idea behind this, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's barely funding. So there's that, right?
Sure.
It's not doing tremendously well. But then again, these are the kind of games that aren't normally Kickstarted because they don't. I don't
have the wow factor.
Yeah, they don't. They're games that I might love playing. Who knows? But we'll see. I'm sure they'll be out shortly. I bet they'll be out early next year, I would guess. Oh, no, they said November. Never mind. All right. Board game blankets. Stay warm, my friend. Board game inspired blankets. This one has not funded. It's so close. It could fund by the end of this episode. Now, interesting enough, this is from Aetherus Entertainment. They're from Orlando, Florida. They are the co-publishers of that game I just reviewed, or it was them with Quick Simple Fun who had done that.
Gotcha.
Honestly, there is or. Go figure. Honestly, I think a blanket is a nice idea, but I'm really picky about how my blanket feels. So I would want to buy this based on, like, I go to the store and I can touch the blanket when I'm buying it, so I know it's a comfortable blanket. I want my blanket to feel really comfortable. So I don't know about y'all.
It's a tricky thing to sell something that's meant to have a where
You
like
want the
80% of the experience is the tactile feel of that thing.
Right.
To sell that without the understanding that with the understanding that you're not going to feel it until you get it. But then but a lot of people do shop online for things that I would never buy online. So
that's true.
I think maybe out of the gate they want to come with more than 2 choices for images.
Sure. Well, that was going to be my question.
Two different images. That's it. Come on.
Right. What are your thoughts on the graphics? I mean, do you think that's enough to draw people in? Because I don't know. They're a little uninspiring to me. They're not awful by any means, but there's nothing in here that's like, oh man, this is great. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? They're not really blankets. Like the board games are my happy place. That's a nice poster.
Sure.
But a blanket,
right.
You're looking for, usually from what I can tell, blankets either have one giant picture like of a lion or something, but usually there are a lot of small pictures. Like the board game one here. That's kind of the here's what I want to know about.
I like that one. Of the 2, I definitely like the one the sepia toned one. I like that one a lot.
I agree.
Actually, I really like that image.
Too. Yeah.
I'm saying I like these socks, but they're an add-on only. I just want the socks.
I just want the blanket. Let's do it.
Just do the pledge manager and then add on the socks.
We could make this project fun. Wait, has it fun?
Yeah, I don't know. I think to me the hook would be, it might be nice. Let's say you had a game room, right? If you were lucky enough to have a dedicated game room and you had a nice little seating area in your game room, I could see, artfully draping this over your seating area.
Sure.
That would be cool,
That's right, on the couch. That's probably what I would imagine most people will use these for.
Sure.
Right. Now it is, let me see.
With board game rugs.
It is fairly inexpensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a soft Sherpa, 50 by 60 inches for $35. The other thing that when I finally got around to it, I thought, oh man, was the estimated delivery is a year out.
Right.
That sucks. You know what I mean?
It does, but it's delivering in winter. Z, do you want to get this board game blanket in June?
I want it in January. I want it in like February. I want it way sooner. I don't know. It just.
I hear you.
Seems far out.
Yeah, it does.
It's dice time. Dice, baby. Crystal and Mist.
Here
dice
we go for the
series.
worst video ever. You know what? Some videos, I'm not even kidding here. People really need to, after they've come up with their video, you really need to stop then and think, is this helping or hurting? And
Correct.
I'm not kidding. You
No.
need to make that call for everything you add in here. Even if you've taken time to produce something, once it's actually in place, then take a look at it as a whole and think, am I selling more of them through this video or fewer? This is the kind of project that I think a still image up there would have helped more than hurt. I really do.
I absolutely agree. I found that really, it makes it look unprofessional.
Right. And it makes me think about your work ethic when this is your video. How good are these dice going to be when this is the work ethic that went into the video?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good message to send.
Now,
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom. Rebuke that.
Talk about it from a dice perspective.
Go ahead.
And these look like the most ordinary dice I own.
Tell them.
It's not bad, but I feel like I already own these dice in my dice collection. Don't these look like ones I could go pull right now?
Go ahead, go pull them.
Now I have another issue. I may be misunderstanding things here, but what does it say about your project when you can pledge without a reward, and it costs more than it does to get a set of dice?
Oh, that's great! I didn't even realize that.
I gotta think that you're saying something subliminally here to us. That you're better off just giving us money. Trust me, you don't want the dice. Just give us some money.
Less than pledging without a reward. That is
right. Yeah.
I will say a set of dice for $12 is a pretty good price.
It is cheap, but I'd rather give them 15 and get nothing. And if you look at the if you look at the banners, you can't, on a lot of these, you can't even see what it says. Like the one above that crystal number 2.
No.
You can't see it.
I gotta say, folks out there, you need to stop putting white writing on yellow dice. Stop it.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right. Well, folks, we don't have a lot of projects this week. All right. Transcontinental. Now, this is a train thing. It's about building the Canadian Transcontinental Railroad. And you know it's Transcontinental because if you look at the board, it's super long and super thin.
It is. But it also looks really nice. I love the aesthetic of this. I like the graphic design. This is talk about two polar opposite projects. I mean, this one looks professionally done. It says first created on there. This does not, to me, look like a first project. I like the look of this. The gameplay. What's that?
It has a watercolor look to it.
Yeah. It looks very unique as far as the aesthetic. The little bit that I could tell, the gameplay looks intriguing, where you're placing out these, telegraphs and taking the action of the two, adjacent tiles. I like the look of this.
Yeah, to me, the look I thought was okay. I'll be honest. I wasn't bowled over by the just the actual art. I think the graphic design looks fine. The art I think is okay, but looks like a solid game. This looks like a really interesting worker placement, sort of, there's a little bidding going on. It actually reminds me, I think what it reminds me of the most is Kalis.
Oh, because of the placement.
That, bidding and then pushing that character, right? Pushing the edge where the edge is. It kind of looks like Kalis. That's high, that's a high pedigree to go up against. So this looks good.
I'm with Mike. I think this looks fantastic. I love any board that does that drift from color to color, a rainbow style. That just is so attractive to me. The people are okay.
Sure.
The actual portraits, they're okay. I don't dislike them, but the scenery,
that's what I was saying.
Stuff,
is that the artwork wasn't that good, but the graphic design was.
Well, I'm being specific. I do like the artwork for the trains and the backgrounds.
That's it. I think it's garbage now.
How much does it cost me to pledge and not get anything? No, I think I do think this looks really good.
And they're getting a nice amount of funding, which is great to see.
Yeah. Oh, someone in chat Vanessa said, compared to most trains games, this artwork is stunning.
That's very true.
Now there's
some
truth.
Very true.
All right. Asking for Trobils, reprint, and more. So Asking for Trobils is a game that, well, if you notice in the bottom of the box, the Dice Tower Seal of Excellence, this is a worker placement game that I found was one of the most simple but yet fulfilling games, a nice combo. If you're looking for a gateway worker placement game, this is one of the first ones I'd mention.
Right.
You are going around and you're putting these spaceships out on the board, collecting different resources, spending those resources to get rid of Trobils, these little aliens that are showing up, and they're sitting in front of you in the movie theater and eating popcorn and stuff. Oh, hey. That's right. That's me. That's weird.
That's you. Are we sure that's Rado, though?
That looks awesome. I love the illustrations that they came up with. These are so cool.
They are cool.
Oh,
I have not played this. You guys have talked up this game quite a bit, so I would love to try it, but I have not played it.
Well, I'm interested about these expansions because these haven't existed before. I am loving that box there with the orange mouth.
That's great.
The big box.
I'm assuming that's a sleeve it's like a big box.
A big box.
Yeah, you can put everything in it. It looks like you can put boxes in a box.
That's crazy.
That's great. That looks fun. And it has that awesome Eric Summerer voiceover in the video.
Oh my.
Yeah, so here's all the different spaceships that are definitely not copies of any IPs.
The Zemeckis.
The Zemeckis.
There's a few new ones. Because Trinity, let me see, there's a few. Trinity was around, The Inevitable was around, Glowworm, Venture was around, Vulture, the modulator there, but then like
Centurion Hawk.
The Centurion Hawk is definitely new. They've got a bunch of new ones.
I wouldn't say it's new, but yeah, okay.
I mean, new to the game. Come on. That's
Yeah,
cool.
these are just
I like
the
those.
that you use and you place them out. Yeah, I really like this game. It's a really fun game. So, and it's if you like the color orange especially.
That's right.
Yeah.
How is this doing, Tom? Can you go back up?
I think it's funding. Yeah, it's up with funding.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Nice.
All right, First Class by Superhero Me. Now, this is an interesting. This one's almost here because of the story behind it. Sure. It's created by some 12-year-olds from Bauru, and it shows them here. It's like this is the kind of thing that, even if we thought this looked horrifically terrible, we wouldn't dare say anything against it.
No.
It's that good.
No, yeah. This is, and it looks fun. It looks like they put a lot of effort into this. They've got, 4 different games?
4 or 5.
Different groups, 4 or 5 different games that different groups of the kids have come up with. And you know what? When I got to this part in the project, up to here, I thought, this is very charming. This is sweet. This is lovely that these kids are engaging in this. And then I got to this, and I'm like, whoa, this game has great artwork.
Yeah, it looks nice, right?
That looks fantastic. That looks better than like a third of the ones we have this week that are not from 12-year-olds.
Right.
So
that's the quote.
And I enjoyed the video at the beginning. I thought it did a really good job of kind of painting a picture for what this project is about. I thought it was really sweet to hear the kids tell about their inspirations for designing the games. I mean, this is another one that's kind of untouchable because it's just such a great idea. I think we all would love to support something like this where you've got children that are involved in any type of positive, constructive, creative activity. And the fact that it's board game related is a bonus. It's great.
Yes, absolutely. It looks great.
All righty, folks. We're going to take a quick break here from listen to a couple of our contributors, and we'll be back.
This week's Spotlight is brought to you by Crowd Games. In a faraway land, it's always winter. Once a year, the Winter Queen announces a special competition for her court of sorcerers. Using enchanted crystals, they create magical ornaments, and the Queen pays for them with golden coins. The sorcerer to collect the most coins at the end of the competition will become the Queen's next advisor. So, you will take on the role of one of these sorcerers trying to win the Queen's favor, and creating magical ornaments out of enchanted crystals. Each turn, you'll either place a new crystal onto the board or use already placed crystals to score victory points, depending on the spellbooks you and your fellow sorcerers possess. Will you be able to gain the Queen's favor and be her next advisor? For more information, please go check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
Hey folks, and welcome to FOMO, the segment where I take a look at a game, seeking crowdfunding. Maybe you have fear of missing out on it, maybe you do too, and we take a look together. I apologize for the audio and video this week. I'm having some trouble with my camera. We're on a webcam and this mic. We'll deal with it. But we're going to be looking at this game this week virtually, so that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and switch right over. We're going to be looking at Naramata. Now, this is a game that I actually really wanted to look at because it had this theme that I was drawn to, but also I could immediately see this was going to have sort of Tokaido feel, and I love Tokaido. I still judge games. This does play 1 to 4, has a solo mode, obviously 1 to 4, but it also plays in a fully competitive mode and a cooperative mode. In the game, we're going to be taking tourists across a wine country, which is a real wine country in Canada, and there's some really cool videos they did with the different wineries in real life that I recommend checking out. But on a turn, we're just going to be moving our little vehicle across the path, we're going to stop at a winery. We're going to take an action that's going to be us trying to fulfill what our tourists that we have want. So if we look at here, this one wants to take some pictures. This one wants to do some cheese tasting, some wine tasting. This one also wants some shopping. So we're going to be trying to fulfill their desires. We're going to be earning prestige, which we're going to use to buy upgrades. We also have a bit of set collection in the tourist wants, so the more that we get of that, the more they're going to give us points. And if they want cheese, we're going to have different types of cheeses. As we take actions, we're going to be moving along this time track over here, either towards the end or towards 5 o'clock, in which case the day is over. We can work out deals with the different wineries so we can get better benefits while we're there. And at the end of the day, whoever has, or at the end of the 3 days or 4 in a longer game, whoever has the most points is going to be the winner. I really, really dug this. It was relaxing like Tokaido, but also gave me a lot more options, a lot more things to do. So it was like, I call this one Tokaido plus plus. Now this one here, I do have a fear of missing out on because right now it's not funded. And that's one of the reasons I started FOMO, was those games that might get missed out on. Not just have a fear of missing out, but I have a fear of missing out if this game doesn't get funded. So if the game interests you and you like that style of game, go check out their Kickstarter page. I personally really hope this one gets funded, and I'll see you folks next episode.
All right, everybody. Here we go. Continuing on with a game called The Specialists board game. This one here is from Explorate. Explorate?
Explorate. Sure.
I assume it's in French, so it would be Undertalk Assassin says we Explorate.
Oh, these guys said Big Monster. I like
yeah.
Big Monster. Big Monster was fun.
Well, okay.
Guessing maybe
I
that's
just-
what they mean, you know.
I just
don't know what that
deleted
means.
You deleted it, Tom.
Let me
Wow.
Let me fix it. I'm back.
There we go.
All right. The Specialists board game here. So this one's doing pretty well. It has some.
Mhm.
I really like the artwork. I really like that cover.
I
Has
do.
the idea of a movie.
Sure.
And this is a theme that always has me interested, and I always hope it works.
Yeah.
Like a game about being a bunch of criminals doing an Ocean's 11 type thing.
Mhm.
I always want to play a
Yes.
game like that, and most of the time they don't work.
Right.
It really reminded me both the look and kind of what's going on. It reminds me of Caper, which
Well,
I
Tim
really
Fowler's-
like.
It looks like Tim Fowler's stuff in general.
It does a little bit. The artwork
Yeah.
looks great in this, and
Yes.
just the graphic design in general. Everything about it. It looks like those characters there.
Mhm.
The graphic design of that frame, the artwork in the middle itself. I really, really like that. Looks top of the line for me.
It looks great. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Right.
interested in this based on how much I like the Monster one. So that was a set collection type game, but it worked well. This one, I'm looking at this picture. I wouldn't mind necessarily if I didn't have all these stretch goals. That looks like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of extra stuff.
Right.
But the game itself looks really fun. I mean, it might
Mhm.
not be. These poker chips look great.
Yeah, I
Nice.
do love me some poker chips. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking
Oh, Piero
forward
did
to
an
seeing how
alternate
this
artwork?
goes. What's that?
Oh, I didn't know that. See, this is
Oh.
alternate artwork here from Piero.
Nice.
So you get to
Wow.
pick that artwork instead, or is it just a few cards?
Looks like it's the different characters.
It looks like
Which
maybe
one of
this is
those-
a
It says it's the 4 game designers, the illustrator, and Piero. Which one of those is Piero?
to make it
The
bigger, it looks
last
almost-
or the first?
right. I was gonna say the last or the first.
I don't know. He looks like both.
I love
Yeah,
that
it-
cover a lot. I
Cover's
really
great.
like that cover.
It looks like
Mhm.
a movie poster. It's great.
Mhm.
The colors, though, it gives it almost a 3D look to it. They got the linen finish. That shouldn't be a stretch goal, by the way, folks. That should be
Yeah, that should be standard.
built into the normal cost. Yeah, I'm pumped about this one. I
Yes,
hope it's good.
I do. Too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's also dice drafting. Boom.
I thought
All
it
right.
did.
Board Games with Nirmas. You might have seen him on our channel. He runs some of the werewolf games. Joseph, who runs the werewolf games, and he does a board game channel with his little dinosaur here, stuffed animal.
Draco.
Draco. Or Draco or Draco, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Draco. Not sure. Anyway, just want to point him out. He's super helpful and super chaotic in werewolf. Oh wow, Jennifer Ham made him little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Classic.
I've watched some of his stuff, but I knew Joseph before. I knew of Joseph before Werewolf Tom. I watched a few of his playthroughs. I think he's a.
I didn't say I did it. I just said that the people in our audience. I'm sorry.
Hop on board, Tom. Get on board.
Wow.
I didn't
Get on
realize
that bandwagon.
we're name
Name
dropping,
dropping much?
Look, I'm just saying, we're like this. No, I think he does good work. So yeah, it's great that we're highlighting his stuff.
All right, SquareOne, the board game console. look at these 337 backers who may never get their money back.
That's
And
a
I know
lot
that I'm being, huh?
of money. That's a lot of money from
Did you see-
337 people.
I mean, you
This
saw
is
how
the
much.
second one of these.
200 grand from 337 people. Wow.
Yeah, look at how much these are. The what is it? How much US?
It's $606 for the cheapest one. Only
10
5 people
games.
did that one. The one
Right.
that most people did was, I guess, this one here. It comes with Cthulhu Wars, so it's $580, which, to be fair, is not that much more expensive than. Oh, I guess these people got a cheap one.
Yeah, because that was like an early bird, right?
I hate early birds.
Yeah, I do too. I don't like.
I'll tell you what, for me, I'm just super nervous about this because Kickstarter and technology always scares me. And
Yeah.
this one looks better than the last one we looked at. The last one looked like a giant iPad.
Sure. No, this looks like it has a
one-
lot more technology involved, but that's a good and bad thing. Number one, you have issues with technology that are inevitably going to come up. Number two, when it may go out of, when the software needs to be updated. I don't know. This is a lot of money, and I just worry that it's going to actually deliver.
I hope this works, by the way. Okay. I
Yeah.
want this to do well. I don't want, I'm nervous because when it comes to tech, and this is one of 10 of these projects that's been done over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
They've almost all failed. What makes this one not fail? Now, this one has the best selection of games.
True.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
And Z, did you want to do your rant about games to come?
No, it's fine. I mean, no. This is $1,000. No one cares.
Right. That's the thing. The money is what, I mean, this one is, you're really putting a lot of money down.
It has.
Cthulhu Wars is not a small game to throw in there, though. That's pretty impressive.
No, I like
just
Cthulhu
wonder-
Wars quite a bit, but
I just wonder how they do this because that technology they're using for reading cards is the same stuff that they use in that drop mix game,
yeah.
right? Yeah, those cards have a chip in them.
Right.
And they're doing the crew. That means
Yep.
you need a modified deck of the crew where every card has an embedded chip, near field chip.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This has enough physical stuff, though, that makes me feel happier about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, sure.
I feel that in our lifetimes we're going to see the perfect marriage of board games and this. It's going to happen. People keep trying it.
I agree.
One of these is
I
going to
agree.
work, and maybe it's this one. I just
Yeah, it could
buy it
be.
once it's done, as opposed to
I honestly
backing it.
think it's not going to be any one of these things that is solely for this purpose. I
Right.
think it'll just be like iPad 15 now has the ability to read things near it.
Mm.
Got
I
it.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be something like this. This is $1,000. I can get an actual iPad for less
Right.
than that.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you, Z. It's going to be something that has a developer kit that board game companies are going to be able to utilize to incorporate their products with it.
Right.
All right. All right. Steampunk dice. Did the other dice not excite you? How about ones you can't read?
Yeah, baby.
Let's do
Wooden
it.
ones you can't read.
What do those say? Z? What did I just roll?
You rolled a Death Star
A wormhole.
and
Oh,
I have
people-
no idea what's going
I
on.
don't get how people think this is useful. If you can't read the dice instantly, they're useless. They're
These
Well,
are
they
like
don't have to be useless, Tom. You could use them to your advantage. You could say you rolled whatever you needed to roll, and no one can dispute you. Look, it's 6.
well with the gear one is okay. I think it's too
No.
full. The
No.
other one though, that difference between that 5 and 6 is not easily recognizable.
Wait, which? I'm not kidding here. Which one is 5 and which one is 6? How do you tell?
Well, it has
the
it's
6 is in a
segments.
hexagon.
Yeah. It has
That's what they're going with?
It
Yeah,
has
no.
the segments in the center. Look, it's
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 is the segments in the center.
No, I get that, but I'm saying they put in hexagon for easy reference, but then they also put the 3 in a hexagon.
No, I don't like it. I'm out.
I don't know.
I don't like how these look.
They're
also-
like, and they're whittled dice, like they're made from wood, but the guy was ranting about how when you start working them, they start to look like rusty steel. I was really confused what he was selling me. Like, that video was very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are these wooden? Are these metal? What's going on?
All right. Next, we have Tales of Alethrion, an adventure board game.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Like, are these miniatures bigger than the box? I was a little confused by this picture here.
Yes.
I am too. I don't know if it's the framing of the photo or if they really are. This is based off of an IP that I know nothing about, so I don't know if either of you gentlemen do. But
well, everyone in this world is quite thin and tall.
Yeah, this is from the artist, who, when I was watching, his name is Mikkel Mines, and when I was watching the video, it has that really interesting, I'll say, animated introduction.
Mhm.
And then when he starts talking, he's French, and he said, I think he's French, and then he says, I thought he said, "Hi, my name is Megamind." And I'm like, huh? This artist goes by the name Megamind. That's kind of weird. Why would he not just say his real name? But no, that was on me, Mikkel Mines. This is his world.
I like this art,
his
actually.
artwork. And this is just, it clearly looks like the kind of game that is world and IP and artwork first, game distant second.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the art, Tom. I mean, I kind of see what they're going for. I mean, there's a very particular aesthetic that this kind of this distorted, exaggerated, cartoonish look that it's not bad. I just don't know if it's one that I particularly
these
connect
people
with.
make me feel short. Their arms are so long.
Yeah. And you're right, Z. I don't see much of a game here.
No, I don't think this is fraud. This is
I
not.
like the art. I like the art. I've determined I like it.
Sure. Well,
I like it too. I think it's bizarre, and I like it. It's got its own thing going on, but I would not back this myself.
I might go watch this web series now.
Well, there you go.
Just don't have the kids around.
Oh, Denmark, Z. Denmark.
Denmark, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Saloon Showdown. You are the gunslinger. It's a Western party game of reflexes. Z's already out.
I love the video, though. This was one of the best videos this week.
Yeah, the video was good.
I like that they said in here, become a real gunslinger. That's not how that works.
Yeah,
well, look at the stretch goals. The stretch goals, you get a Colt revolver, and then there's another further than for the ammunition. So, no,
Correct.
I mean, it's real gunslinger.
Yep. If you get to 100 grand, you get an actual bounty. So, I mean,
there you go. They put a bounty out on you. Yeah.
Right.
Great. This is.
I don't dislike
this video looks fun. That hammer you need, Tom.
You need the hammer. Yes.
That's our judgment.
You're right, guys. That's terrible. I have to back this game now so I can get that stupid hammer.
Yeah, how about you just Google
foam,
foam hammer and buy that instead?
I want to know what PU foam is my thing, but oh well.
Also, their previous game was about a toilet dungeon, so there is that.
So, sure, right. It's a natural progression.
If you want to check that out, Tom,
And that one you were a real
I think
plumber.
You should click on their other game, see what they've done.
Were you kidding? I didn't look at that.
I wasn't kidding. Of course not.
You're right. Dungeon water closet.
Look at that, baby. You need that.
Woo!
Dice Tower Judgment, and then throw the game in there.
That's an angry toilet.
So this game must be out then.
Did it fund?
Look at that.
Oh, you get a plush, Tom.
It's a zipper purse. You can keep your coins in it.
Wow, limited edition zipper toilet.
Come on now.
Did this fund? Yeah, 13,000.
That's late pledge, yeah.
All right. When this comes in, Mike, this is you solo.
I'm all about it.
Well, that was worth looking at the other project, no matter what.
Yep.
All right, Knights of the Hound Table.
That's right.
This is the kind I want to close based on that name. Like, not looking at anything else. That's a kind of pun that I just hate.
Yeah.
Be aware, Tom, that I guarantee you that name was what the game was built on. They came up with the name first, and then they built a game around it. Maybe, honestly, I'm not so sure that they didn't build it around this video that they just happened to take of their corgi in a trebuchet.
Yes,
Which is pretty fantastic. I'm not going to lie.
It's great.
There we go.
I'll say this game does not look that bad, which is a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Looks okay, actually.
Sure.
Let me ask you this. So look at the picture there of the game and the box cover. Did they mean for the box cover from a distance to look like a dog's face?
No, I think it's a coincidence.
All right. I just think that looks kind of like a dog's face.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they were going for.
You're seeing zebras in the clouds, Tom. That is not a thing.
All right, fine. Right. I don't dislike the artwork for this. You know, the dogs going around fighting. It might be fine game.
It could be, yeah.
I'm sure we'll see this in the future. I feel like this one will head our direction at some point.
Yeah, it looks cute. It looks cute.
They've got a howl to play, so that's good.
They put my dog. Is there a way? Can I get my dog in it?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, you can put your dog as a playable card in your copy of the game. That's only $50.
Tom, you're in.
Oh, maybe I am.
You're in.
Oh, you fickle creature, you.
All right, 1961, a Cold War game.
Wait, what? What if you turn it over? It says 1961 again.
Oh, it's an ambigram.
Except for that upside down one looks like an upside down one, no matter what.
Right.
You know.
196L.
There you go, Z. Mm-hmm.
Why should they not just make the one like a normal one? With no.
You make it like a normal one, it doesn't look Russian enough.
That's right.
I hope this is good, but this graphic design doesn't do anything for me at all.
No, yeah, no. I mean, I get the impression they're going for almost like a love letter, not in theme, but a feel of draw one, play one. Although it looks like there's more going on than in something like that, but I don't know.
It's a fast delivery. It's April 2021, so there's that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, as I looked through it, I thought, I mean, everything. I don't really like this theme. I don't really care for this game, but I kept thinking to myself, man, this looks like the worst presentation of this idea they could have come up with.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right.
No, almost everything is black and white. Almost everything is that red writing on that dark background is hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
This is just like, again, it seems like one of the worst versions of what could possibly be a good game. So, not a good idea.
And I don't mind the theme. I think it's actually can be a good theme, especially in a game like this where it looks like it's a kind of a back and forth type of a thing. But you're right, just the aesthetics of it make it look like it would be even harder to play because you're trying to read what's going on. And it's a shame.
Yeah.
All righty, well, that's it, folks. So before we get our picks of the week, let's find a weird thing that people sent me. Now, folks, just because you send me something does not mean it will show up, but this one did. This is Papa Joy, the world's safest automatic hair braiding device.
I like that they lead with the world's safest. Well, we've only had 20% of people with hair ripped out of their skull.
Well, okay, now look. So watch this video. Ignore the Marie Antoinette and the singing. Okay. It's a little odd to begin with. But apparently this is like, hey, Dad, do you not know how to braid your kid's hair? Which I would raise my hand and say, I do not. But this device looks like the beginning of an accident waiting to happen. Like a horrible accident.
It looks like a weed whacker in a way. I mean, it's...
You're supposed to stick your kid's hair in this thing.
Oh, my.
Doesn't this feel like it could go so very badly?
Yes.
No, it's fine. I get what it's doing. It's just, it just basically does the braiding motion with one over the other one. Go over. I
get what it does. It's still a machine.
I think it would. No,
it's a machine.
Learn how to braid hair is what you need to do first of all. But
then, you want my kid to look like this.
If I had luscious locks down to my waist, I would get this. Look at that. I'd want it to look like that, though.
Look how fast it's moving.
I don't want any of this fancy plastic dress up on the outside, make it look like a toy. No, just give me the pure machinery. I want to see the gears. I want to see the oil dripping from it.
Am I the only one that as soon as I see this, the first thing I want to do is take 3 strands of cooked spaghetti and pop them in there, and now you've got yourself a braided spaghetti? That sounds delicious.
That's you. I'm thinking more Final Destination printed. Every time I see this.
You're right. You can braid anything with this, technically.
It's true. Yeah.
So your beard is the...
Yeah, sure. I mean, if it was long enough, yes. Could you imagine if you showed this to a Viking?
Right.
Blow their mind.
That'd be beautiful. Look, you've got a bunch of extension cords laying around. Now all of a sudden you've got a decorative solution to your extension cord. How many times has this happened to you? Yeah, I don't know.
How much is it? Oh, wait, guys, you missed the price part of it.
Oh.
It's $179.
Hard pass.
My goodness.
Oh, because you were considering it earlier?
I would have bought it for like $20. Yeah, babe.
That's
$180
really
for
pricey.
Braid hair. No.
Yeah,
that's the early special. That's 32% off. The MSRP is $265.
I got to wonder how much it costs to have a professional hairstylist for the rest of your child's life. I can't imagine it's too much more than $179. Am I wrong?
Probably, but
probably wrong.
This is nuts. That's a little much.
Wow. It's an audacious product.
What's your pick of the week, Mike?
My pick of the week is actually Transcontinental. I think that's the project this week that I actually would have some semblance of interest in. That and the Specialists, but this is the one that I'm leaning towards. I just really like the look of it. I feel like I have a general understanding of how the game plays, and it seems like something I would enjoy playing. So that's my pick of the week.
I thought it might be. What about you, Z?
The Specialists is my pick of the week, actually.
All right.
Like I said, it has everything I like in a game. It has that look. It has a great theme. I am loving the graphic design all over this thing. It was just reminding me of a lot of other things I like in games. Love the graphic design. It's very clean. And now that you said that their previous game from this company was good, I might back this.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, it looks great.
All right. I might have picked the Specialists or the other one, but I'll just pick Asking for Trobils to give us 3 because this one's a little cheating because I know I like it more, but I'm excited because of the expansions. I feel like this is a game that, as long as the expansions aren't too over the top, it could be a lot of fun to add more stuff. Also, there's this new Centurion Hawk ship.
It reminds me of something. I don't know what it reminds me of, but it looks like something. What's that remind me of?
What about Knife's Edge? I think I like the Knife's Edge better at this point.
Yeah,
Knife's
nowadays.
Edge.
Yeah.
Knife's
This
Edge.
is the way.
That also reminds me of something.
All righty, folks. Well, there you go. Come back here in 45 minutes, and I'll be continuing my worst games of all time, the 2,000 worst games on Board Game Geek, as I take a look at them. Has nothing to do with this particular episode. But hey, there's a chance one of these games will show up on that list in 5 years.
Yeah.
So,
or today.
Oh my goodness.
Not today. Wait, what was that game we that almost funded?
Oh, that's a good question.
Game? What game? Oh,
it was an early one. It was one of the first.
It was earlier. It was the earlier.
Wasn't the kids one.
No, it wasn't the kids one.
Wasn't that one? Wasn't the dice, right?
No, it wasn't the dice.
This one?
The blanket. Yeah, the blanket.
Yeah.
The blankets. Did it? Let me refresh it. No, it still doesn't fund it.
Not so much. No.
All right. All righty, folks. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Mike Felicio.
Have fun staying warm.
Woo!